Okay, doing a little bit of a recap for the day. Mistakes were made. I ended up positive after everything was said and done. I'm not. The reason I'm kind of getting on more or less because I want to go over what I did, what I did right and what I did wrong. This is kind of if you watched my earlier video from this morning, there's a setup that I really like where stocks are gapping up from the previous overnight after hours sessions, and then you get a sell off at the beginning of the market, and you get some opportunities. So I'd like to kind of look and see what happened. I predicted this before the market opened, and it played out exactly like I thought it was going to. Let's just go ahead and make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Okay, so this is what happened yesterday, right? They had earnings. It moved up quite a bit. That's like a $200 move. And then continued to climb, really. This gray area right here, this is for direct access brokers only. I cannot trade that. I can trade pre-market here, and I can trade this after hours part right here. And then obviously the market open. So basically what happens is it spikes up after hours. You have all of this $200 a share higher than it was, and a lot of people can't trade until the market opens. So as soon as the market opened, you get this big sell-off. So I predicted that. I drew this line right here, and that was going to be my entry point because, let's see, where did it line up? Yeah, so it was the low of this right here. I basically had it right there, and I was expecting for it to bounce right there. So when the market opened, it sold off. This candle right here came down. As you can, this wick right here is where it rebounded. So it would have come all the way down to my level and started to go back up. Green, right? That's where I got in. And I was saying, whenever it was happening, I was like, I was going to hold for longer because this is something that's happened to me several times in the past. And I've been trying to learn from this mistake. So I did not get in as soon as it bottomed to my line right here. I waited until I got some confirmation that it was going back up, and I got fooled by this wick right here. That's a $15 move right there that it went up. And so I got in as I was going up somewhere in here, and then it faked me out, and then it sold off another, what is that? It's like another $50 or something a share. So then I had to average down, and I ended up making money on this stock, but I had to average down, and then basically had to go up to about right. I was right in here somewhere where I started making money, and then I tried a couple of times for the rebound here and lost a little bit. So I really didn't play it very good. If you think about it, if you're patient and I guess the thing is like if it does bounce right here and you don't take it somewhere in there, then you miss out on a lot of that move. But if I had just been a little bit more patient, saw it coming back down and waited, and could have taken it somewhere down here, that is a whole bunch of profit that I could have made that I missed out on. So that was a mistake that I made on the front half of the move this morning. And then I think the second half of the move where I made the mistake is trying to play these bounces. There was an obvious top right here where it rolled over, and me thinking that this was another leg up was kind of, let's see, what's the word? That's really not how it works usually. Um, when stocks spike on earnings, they very rarely bounce all the way back up to the high, which would have been 1250 right here. So we got up to 1240 basically. I should have known that was the top and it wasn't going to go higher, but this stock right here has been kind of a beast, and kind of all bets are off when you're dealing with it. So I got fooled a couple times. I got fooled right here, and then I got fooled right here again, and then it ended up like making a pretty good move like right there. That's a 11.96 to 12. So that's like a $30 a share move right there. So yeah, I could have played the stock better today. I think one that I did play good was IBM. This is one that I got in, and I made this move right here, and then I got back in on it right here and made that move. So this one I did really good on. I played it perfectly. What's another one I did? Marvell, I think I was in, and Marvell I made money on as well. This is one that the same thing happened to me though on this one that happened with Micron. Is I got in somewhere right here, or was it here? It might have been here. I think it was here, and then it went another $7 a share or something down. So, and this one didn't have as big a move, so I probably caught like about up to here until I got out. But I should have made a lot more if I had just waited for this other candle. Need to get better. This one kind of did the same thing. If you look at this doji candle right here, that it was going up, and it went up to, so it basically came down, went all the way back up to here. I got in somewhere there, and then it came back down. So another fake out. I need to get better at that. That's one of my favorite setups, and I rarely lose money on it, but there have been so many times where this right here has happened to me, where I get in too early and then I'm stuck holding it until I get to break even. And then when that happens, you're kind of like, well, do I just take all the money off the table and walk away while you're ahead, or do you actually hold it and try and make some money? And even if you do hold it, you're probably going to take most of your shares off at break even, and you're going to be left with kind of very small share size. So you're really just kind of kneecapping yourself. So I did it on that one. Let's see, what else did I trade? I think that was really it. The other thing I'll say today that I didn't do well also is I kept going back in on these little trades. So I didn't want to lose money. I was trying to hedge a little bit, and when I was underwater on those, I was trying to hedge on some other stuff, and I was taking all these little trades and trying to offset my losses to kind of help things out. And I got into this thing where I was just really over trading. There was a point though, it was working. Like, there was a point where I pretty much had everything. I was back to break even, and those stocks hadn't recovered fully yet. So if I had stopped right there and then let everything recover like it did, I would probably be up. Well, I would be up way more than I am right now. So that's another thing that I got to get better at, knowing when to just say you're over trading. Stop taking so many little trades. So anyway, that's the kind of the recap for today. We were green today. We've been green every day this week. This was our smallest green day out of week, but I'll definitely take a green day as opposed to like losing money, because at least your account is moving in the right direction. Tomorrow we're gonna get back after it. Starting to get the feeling though that the technology sector may want to pull back a little bit more, and we may need to kind of be a little more patient, which kind of sucks because I was really planning on upping my share size. Well, I have been upping my share size this month to try and push things a little bit. Last month was the best month I ever had, and I was wanting to do better this month, and I'm not I'm lagging a little bit behind what I did last month. So that's a little frustrating. But you know, when the market is kind of trying to pull back, it's very hard to pull money out of it. That's one thing I will say. We've been negative the last 3 days in the market as far as the market pulling back, and we've still been able to pull money out of it every day. So, you know, excuse me, that's a positive, and that's very hard to do. And there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't be positive right now. So anyway, that was kind of the recap for the day. You know, I think patience is still the thing that I need to work on the most. I feel like I have some good setups that work well for me. Um, you know, getting comfortable with bigger share size. Um, you know, letting trades go that aren't going in your favor instead of just holding them until one of us gives. And that's not really. It's kind of a hard way to trade. I think the goal for the whole thing is like you want to pull money out of the market every day, and you want it to be easy. And I think I'm working way too hard to get this money. Um, with the market pulling back this week and me still getting money, if I wasn't working that hard, I don't know that I would have been able to be green every day. But I'm literally grinding to try and make things work and aggressively getting in and out of trades. I think I probably took like 25, 30 trades today. Um, that's not sustainable though. You can probably grind like that for a few days. At some point, you're going to get burned if you're trading that much and you're not trading, you know, A plus setups. So anyway, I'm going to let it go right there. I just wanted to touch base and just because I cut it off this morning when things were like really going against me. I was real frustrated because I had bad entries on those. I think there was three. What did I trade? I traded Intel also. That was the other one. I'll show that one real quick. Yeah, see, this one did the same thing. Sold off. I think I got in right here where that wick is. I got faked out on, like, I got in on all three of those trades about the same time. And then the market took another couple, you know, another big leg down. And so this one, I never actually recovered on this one. This one's the reason really why I didn't do really good today, because all the other ones recovered, and I made money off of a couple that, you know, weren't this opening market setup. This one right here, I took right here, averaged down, and then I think right here when it started going back down, I cut half my position because I didn't want to eat that loss. That was another $4 or something a share. And then I got back in, and then it came back down, and I cut, and then I got back in when it was going up. And I held this one through the open, or through the close, but it just never, because of me cutting and getting back in right here, I never fully got all of it back. So I did end up underwater, and I went ahead and just cut it because it was the right decision. I cut it like right here when it started to come back down. I held it through that, but when it started to come back down, I just cut the whole position. I would be back down, another two or three couple dollars a share if I was still holding it, and it's moving in the wrong direction. Um, but I was like, well, I'm I'm green for the day. I'm just gonna take this loss and not hold it because I didn't want to. I didn't want to have a red day. I wanted to end up green. Maybe I could have held it and just held on to it tomorrow, but I don't know. I just wanted to cut it and just have the green day. So it is what it is. See you guys tomorrow. We're gonna try again, and I think at this point, it's sitting on your hands is not a bad position to be in, and cash is definitely a position. Um, you can't make money if you don't have it in the market, but at the same time, losing money is worse than uh, staying flat. So that's where we're at. We're gonna take it easy tomorrow and just kind of look for good setups. I'm gonna try and trade less and not be so stubborn, I guess. So I will see you guys.